Let's take a look at some George Perez pencils. So Marvel used to do this really interesting thing, I guess, in the 90s, where they would put out comics in kind of this very rough pencil. Yeah, they would just be the pencils. And this was really cool. And George Perez is an amazing artist to do this on, because George Perez was an absolute legend. And looking at his pencils is just, I don't know, it's just like, it's an amazing thing to be able to do. And good on Marvel for doing this. Unfortunately, they don't do this anymore unless you pay a premium price somewhere. But the first thing I notice about this is the amount of detail Perez is putting into this. I mean, my goodness. And this is just the pencil work. I don't think there's any inks going on here. And my goodness. Wow, look how tight that is. Wow. Look at all those little panels there. And he's probably working 11 by 17 here. And George Perez, an absolute master. One of my favorite artists of all time. One of those artists that I kind of feel gets kind of left out when it comes to greatest artists that ever existed, because he came out kind of like a weird time. And I don't know. Just amazing. I love how he's kind of Xing off where you're going to add the inks. It's so cool looking at this stuff. What a master. What an absolute master. Just the amount of, it's just so tight. I also love that perspective of that room. Wow. I'm not a big Avengers fan. I'm not really a big superhero fan. You know, I don't read a lot of superhero comics. But George Perez makes you want to read superhero comics. By the way, look at that amazing... Oh, can't see it. Look at that amazing close-up there. That face there. We're going to try to show the entire page off if we can. I apologize. Show it all off. Because we want as much George Perez out there as we possibly can. I just found out about these very recently. And they are so cool. I wish Marvel still did this. Could you imagine if they did this with like Jack Kirby? I know they have like those special books. I think like, is it like IDW puts it out or something? But I think it's already inked. I don't think it's the pencils. And wow. I mean, it's all there. Look at that. George Perez doing some Spider-Man. Man, the amount of detail. Could you imagine like sitting at a table and drawing this well and just having your stuff be this tight? I don't know. I mean, he had to have drawn relatively fast, because Perez did a lot of work over the years for Marvel and DC. And one of these days I'm going to take a look at Infinity Gauntlet. I know my Marvel videos don't do very well, but maybe, I don't know. I'm not doing them for views anyways, but I definitely hope that kind of people can take a look at this stuff, because it's so cool and inspiring if you want to be an artist. To kind of take a look at this stuff, and I mean, to look at a master like George Perez, look at all his pencil work, and it's very inspiring, for sure. At least to me it is. Wow. I don't have much in this video other than kind of the video itself. So, yeah. I mean, wow. I love how Kurt Busiek gets a nod in this, but really, I mean, I don't know if these sold well, or they thought that they were gonna do well. And if they thought that this, but I mean, if you're an artist, or even if you're into just the art, there's some people out there who are just into the art. They don't have any inspiration, or not inspiration, but they don't have any aspirations to become an artist, and they just love the art. And I think it's a real shame that they don't put anything out like this anymore, at least to my knowledge. And when you have a master like George Perez, I mean, man, come on, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's the closest thing you can get to owning the original pencils, and I would love this. I would love this. Even if they add, I mean, they would, how much would they charge for this? Do they have a price on this? $2.99 for this and $98. That's a bit expensive. It would probably be like $8-9 now. So, but yeah, man, I even love like the paper that they're using for this. It's just awesome. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video to kind of highlight the cool things that Marvel used to do. Why doesn't Marvel do this anymore? I feel like ever since they got bought up by Disney, they kind of just been cutting corners with doing cool stuff, and then everything they do that is cool goes through IDW, and I don't know, it's just whatever. But yeah, just a quick video. Rest in peace, George Perez. You were the man, and you make superhero comics interesting. And I don't know, like I'm not a big superhero comic book fan, but like I said, looking at George Perez's stuff, it's just some of the most inspiring stuff ever, and he was the absolute master. And I mean, him, John Byrne, I know everybody talks about Frank Miller. I love Frank Miller. Frank Miller is probably one of my favorite artists of all time. I think I like Frank Miller better than George Perez, and I know that's probably like a sin to even say that, but I mean, come on, George Perez, man, the quintessential superhero comic book artist. And you can pick these up relatively cheap. There's another one, I don't remember, it's like a Captain America, I think, but it's not George Perez, it's somebody else. But I had to pick up the George Perez. Come on, why would you not pick up George Perez? George Perez is an absolute master. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. And I hope you enjoyed this very quick just kind of flip through of looking at an absolute master. By the way, man, hold on real quick, if I can ever get back to the page. Look at those speed lines. He's penciling that. There was nothing that this guy left out.